champ himself, the Spaniard Juan Archuleta, and of course his opponent, Milwaukee's best, Sergio Pettis. The champ, Juan, it's hard to talk to you without that great hat you typically wear here. It's iconic, but let's be honest, 2019, you entered the 16-man featherweight Grand Prix field. You lost to the champ, Patricio Pitbull, but you bounced back in a big way. 2 victories. You defeated Patchy Mix for that vacant bantamweight title. What a difference 1 year makes. How confident are you entering May 7th?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the story of my life, right? You always get dealt some adversity, but it's not how you, what happens in that adversity is how you overcome it. But, I felt great going in. I knew it was going to be a tough task at hand. Lost the challenge, lost the fight, but I knew I was a champion still. So went back to the drawing board, busted my ass. And now I'm the champ. Now I've got to face Sergio Pettis, who's a badass himself. And I'm ready to throw some leather with him.
Juan, you are 20-1 since 2015. You're 33 years old. You're streaking at the moment. Why is bantamweight a better fit for you at this point in your career?
Honestly, it's any weight, but bantamweight right now is just felt where my career was taking me, with the division being held up. So knowing that I could make the weight, knowing I could be a champion at that weight class, right now in my career, before I get much older, I can make the weight and make it healthy.
And Sergio, definitely want to talk to you here. 27 years old on a 3-fight win streak, 2-0 under the Bellator banner. Has a title shot come quicker than you might have imagined after joining this organization more than a year ago?
Yeah, man, definitely quicker than I imagined. But, I'm ready for it all. I've been through a lot of adversity early on in my career, faced a lot of tough opponents. Feel like I got enough experience. I'm also mature, more mature now. Younger, I wasn't ready to deal with the pressure and everything. So I believe I'm in the right mindset, the right physicality to take this fight and to challenge for that title.
Absolutely. We definitely want to turn you guys now to the media for their questions. Let's bring back Danny Brenner and get this thing going.
Thanks again, Brian. We'll start things off here with Jay. Your line is live.
Thanks once again, Danny. And I will start with the champ Juan. Any number of champions have said that it's harder to defend the title than it is to capture it. This being your first title defense, is the feeling any different this time around?
Yeah, of course, that's the hardest thing to do is defend your throne, right? But, that goes into people who have different mindsets than me. For me, every fight from this point on, continuing to win, I get to fight for a world title every fight. So that's the mentality going into this fight. This fight right now, I don't have the belt. It's up for grabs. So Sergio and I are going to be banging it out to see who gets to walk away with it.
All right. And for Sergio, your brother did fight last week. Obviously, that didn't go his way. With the two of you competing just weeks apart, how does that factor in both in terms of training and your motivation for this fight?
No, nothing new, man. Honestly, I'm used to that. That's how sport goes. There's ups and downs. Me and Anthony are completely different people. He's got to worry about his career. I got to worry about my career. Right now, this is a big opportunity in front of me, fighting 25-2 Juan Archuleta. I know it's going to be a war. So, I'm all focused, man. I'm all in. I'm tuned in. I'm present, and I'm ready to go out there and do what I got to do.
Thank you, sir.
Mike, your line is live.
Hey, Sergio, going back to your brother, he did talk about being in camp with you and the intensity of you preparing for a title fight kind of pushed him even further. Now, when you talked about how quickly you've gotten a title shot, knowing how camp has been leading up to this fight, what is it for you specifically that you think led you to get this quick title shot? I know you talked about maturity, but just what have you seen within yourself to get you to this fight?
It's just my career, man. I fought some of the best of the best. I fought guys that were, in the UFC that became legends in the sport, OGs in the sport, vets. So, I've been through it all, and I feel like, this is my time to come out here and do what I got to do. Me and Juan are going to put on a good fight next Friday, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm all in. Like I said, I'm focused. I'm ready. I know he's focused and he's ready, and like you said, that belt's up for grabs. So I'm excited.
And Juan, very quickly, obviously Sergio, as you both have mentioned, it's going to be a firefight. How do you prepare for a guy like Sergio, and what have been some of your focuses leading into this fight?
Well, what you're going to see with this fight with me and Sergio is the future of MMA. We're both the future of MMA. We both have the styles where we could put it together and go out there and exploit it. So with this fight, you're going to see the highest hybrid of martial arts that you could possibly see. He's been young in the sport, growing up into the man he is now. Like he said, he's been fighting the best in the world nonstop. It's not that he had a quick title fight. He's been doing this at a young age, and then me coming in at 25-2, same thing. I've been laying my groundwork and working out with guys like TJ Dillashaw, Cub Swanson, Georgie Karakhanyan, Syed Awad, Radiant. I mean, the list goes on to make me who I am. And that's why you're going to see the future of MMA happen come Friday night.
Thanks, guys.
Damien?
Sergio, when you first came into the UFC, you already had so much hype around you from what you had done outside the promotion, of course, having the famous last name, and you had to go through a lot of ups and downs. But now as you enter into this title fight and this opportunity, do you feel like you've you finally started to reach your prime of your career to where you're ready for this kind of moment? You're ready for this kind of opportunity?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely ready for this opportunity. I feel like I've had a test early on in my career that was going to lead me into title shots, and I had to learn, man. I was young, fighting some of the best in the world. Wasn't as mature as I am now. Didn't take the sport as serious as I do now, or myself. And like I said, all that stuff led me into the man I am today. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go out there and do what we got to do. Me and Juan about to go to war, baby. 2 days after Cinco de Mayo. It's gonna be a fun one.
And a question for the champ, Juan. For the longest time, you were one of the guys outside of the major organizations that everyone had our eyes on, saying he's going to be the guy one day. And now that you are here, you beat a guy in Patchy Mix, who's an incredible fighter. Now you get a chance to fight, really, obviously a very, very well-known name and an accomplished guy like Sergio. What would it mean to add a guy like that to your resume as you continue to build your own legacy? And second part to that question, I'm curious, as you are champion now, is there any part of you down the road that would like to fight Kyoji Horiguchi, once he's back and healthy? And not that your title's reign's not legit, it's absolutely legit, but just because, he never got a chance to come back and fight again.
Yeah, so the first part of that question, you got me excited about Kyoji, so I forgot about the first part. But what was that first part again? I'm sorry.
Just about adding a guy like, a guy like Sergio.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, I didn't want to be a splash in the pan starting my MMA career. I wanted to take my time and really make this a career, right? So I took my time, took the right necessary precautions to build myself up and become a superstar. And I felt like I did that. And even in the beginning stages of signing with Bellator was, okay, take my time, let the organization know that I'm for real. And once I did that, they gave me the opportunity to fight for the belt. First time didn't go my way, but showed that adversity wasn't going to hold me back. I'm still a champion, and going and beating a guy like Henry Corrales, my next fight, and then turning around and beating a guy like Patchy Mix, made people know I was for real and I am a champ. So now going out there and finding the world's best, like a Sergio Pettis or like, that brings clout, that brings a stamp on my name and lets people know that I am the best bantamweight in the world. As far as the Kyoji fight, like we've gave him many opportunities. He's had his chance. Like I told Scott Coker myself, I said, hey, I feel with him being a champ, it's his right to have the first fight shot at the title. He didn't take it. That's his problem. And Sergio was obviously the number one contender after that. So here we are going to bang it out on Friday night.
Thank you, Juan.
All right, we'll go to Gareth Davies.
Good evening from London, gentlemen. First of all, to the champion, El Campeón, Juan Archuleta. Juan, you're known as the Spaniard for a reason, notwithstanding Sergio's challenge against you. Should you return victorious, you're known as the Spaniard for a reason. How much would you like to come to Europe when COVID allows to defend your title here in London or in Dublin or even, say, in Madrid?
Yeah, I mean, that would be a priceless experience, I mean, to be able to go into your homeland or even step in Europe and just let people know that I'm for reals would be a priceless opportunity.
Looking in fantastic shape. And a final question, because we have to keep this brief, to Sergio. Sergio, great to see you. Given that we would all admit, I think, that as Brian pointed out, Juan, 20-1 in the last 6 years, he really is physically, mentally, and emotionally in his prime. Does this rank as the toughest fight in your career to date?
For sure. It's one of the toughest fights in my career. His record speaks for itself. He's only lost 2 times. It's like he's one of the best in the bantamweight division and other divisions as well. He's been around for a while. I've been watching him for a while too, man. It's not like I haven't been watching, fan of Juan. But yeah, man, this is definitely my toughest fight up to date. I'm excited for this opportunity, man. This is everything I could ask for. I'm not trying to fight no slouches. I'm trying to fight the best. Fighting Juan Archuleta. He's 20-1 since forever. I mean, man, this is this is everything I could ask for. This is everything that I prepped for. My life has led me into this. This will be my 10th year fighting professionally at the age of 28. So I'm excited to go out there and get a belt for myself and create my legacy.
All right, we'll take 2 more questions for these gentlemen and then wrap it up with questions for Bellator President Scott Coker. Darren, your line is live.
Thanks for having me. Sergio, Juan, quick question for both of you. What would you say, besides having this great upcoming fight, is your biggest career accomplishment within the MMA world?
Who you want first?
You go.
I guess I'll go first. Yeah, I'll go first, man. I would say my biggest accomplishment would be fighting, getting a win over Joseph Benavidez. As a guy that I looked up to a lot, a guy that I trained with when I was 17, and he was piecing me up at that time. So to, go out there and make that weight at 125, which is a tough weight cut, and to go out there and learn the discipline and learn how much, shine that I have to myself that I didn't know I had. And that was definitely one of the bigger accomplishments of my career.
For myself, Darren, I mean, the biggest impact I've had in my career is seeing how much impact I've had in the young MMA crowd and just young teenagers in general. It's just to be able to see that a guy that comes from pretty much nowhere come out and win a world championship in a big organization like Bellator has had a huge impact on their lives. And, it makes you emotional thinking about it, even talking to these guys and, to see that they want to further their future in MMA has been a huge milestone in my career.
All right, Igor, your line is live.
Yeah, hello guys. Juan, Sergio. Hello from St. Petersburg, Russia. So the same question to both guys. Could you say a few words about the newcomer of Bellator, Magomed Magomedov? He's number 3 in ranking. He said many words about his ambitions and plans in this division. What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, I'll go first. Obviously, he's a great fighter. His only loss is to Peter Yan, but, you come in with some accolades like that, it's time to step up and fight these guys in the top 10, start making your own name for the title run. Just because you're fighting guys outside the top 10 doesn't make you a number 1 contender, in my opinion. But, he's definitely tough. He definitely has the talent to be one of the top contenders for the 135 division. But I'd like to see also him compete against those top guys in the division.
Yeah, same, man. Same. I agree with Juan. He's got to fight. He's got to fight the guys that should get him into the bigger names. Like the top 5, top 10. And he's good though. He's good. He's only got his 1 loss to Peter Yan. I think he defeated Peter Yan as well. I've been watching him, man. It's not like I haven't been watching him. I'm watching everybody in this division. So definitely got some talent, but we'll see where he goes. He's got to fight some tough guys coming up.
Okay, and we'll take our last question for these gentlemen from Dylan Bowker.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, guys. I was just curious because Sergio mentioned a bit earlier that this contest would be days after Cinco de Mayo, and there's such a great tradition of combat sports kind of coinciding with that. I'll posit the question first to Sergio, but also curious to hear Juan's thoughts. Like, what are your feelings on being part of that kind of rich history coinciding with Cinco de Mayo, sort of?
That's awesome, man. Especially, fighting 2 days after it, big celebration. There's always a big fight. There's always legendary boxing fights. And so to be a legendary MMA fight under Bellator, fighting for a title, it's an honor. It's a blessing. And I'm ready for this challenge, excited for this challenge, excited to show out for everybody for Cinco de Mayo, all my Hispanic fans. And it's awesome, man. It's awesome. Yeah,
for me, I mean, it's paying homage to my ancestors, paying homage to my relatives and everyone that has been before me. That's what it's about. And come fight night, you're going to be able to see that. Not me only wearing it, but me going out there and performing it as well. So again, it's an honor to do that. It's an honor to step on the stage with another Hispanic athlete that's world renowned and go out there and put on one of the best performances of my life.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll turn it back to Brian Campbell, and we'll finish things off with Scott Coker.